everybody, my name is CJ Face and welcome to my vlog channel. You're looking for my main channel, you're at the wrong spot. This is my second channel, showing you everything behind the scenes of my life. But if you clicked on the video, obviously you're looking for something good. So today, right here behind me, this is a Latex 315 HP printer. I'm wrapping my race car today with the Velveeta logos. Now, as you might know, I have a huge love for Velveeta, and they have a huge love for me. Kind of works out pretty good, right? Well, right now I'm doing basically test sample logos to get the colors right to make sure it matches their brand. So my sprint car is going to have the Velveeta logo on it this year, and it's also going to have the motivated paint scheme. So there's 2 different paint schemes I'm running this year, actually 3. The third one I can't really say what's going on yet. Basically, as you can see, this is like a purple color. That red is not that vibrant Velveeta red. So I'm trying to get basically the color properties to match up so they print out correctly. Now here's some more test, kind of like test sample small logos that I'm putting on and everything. But good news is we have a new motor, and I'm going to be putting that in here in the next couple of days. I'm going to show you a lot of race shop vlogs because I think that you all really like those, and to be honest, I really like filming it. It's like my passion outside of YouTube. As you can see behind me, I don't know what my last race shop vlog looked like. Right here we have 2 of the white wings for the motivated paint scheme, 2 of the yellow wings that still have to be wrapped. I call it a wrap, but basically put the graphics on it. And then right here behind me, I just put the body here on the sprint car. And this is going to be the primary car. Now my backup car is going to have the motivated scheme that I will run every once in a blue moon. So I'm super excited about having Velveeta on here with me. So these 2 wings I'm going to show you in this video. Basically that the whole process of the graphics, it kind of sucks sometimes. Now, teach you all a little bit about sprint car racing and everything. This is a XXX chassis. I run a Fiberworks composite seat. I kind of showed you all a little bit of this. If you are claustrophobic, this is not the race car that you need to be driving. 110% no. So when I get in between this frame rail and this piece of the fiberglass body right here. Now, the steering wheel comes off. It's got this quick connect right here and then slides back down on, pops into place. Also, there will be a seat insert, a seat mold that I'm gonna do. Actually, let me leave the steering wheel on. Let me give you all a glimpse up top here of what this kind of looks like when the steering wheel is on. So you don't have much room. Your arms and elbows are kind of against each side of the car right there. There's not much room to move at all. Now, once I get the seat mold done, I'll show you a little bit more, but I've got my tack right there. It's actually mounted on the outside of this firewall. And then my 2 gauges right there, which is oil pressure and water temperature. So, with that being said, the whole Velveeta logo is going to go across the car at a little bit of an angle on each side. There's also some orange pieces that I have to wrap up here. This is going to look completely different by the end of the video, and I'm excited to show you all this because it's been a long time coming for Velveeta and I, so really excited about that. Also, I have 2 more white wings coming. These are the inner black pieces right here. I have an all white one coming to match the scheme that my buddy Sean from Blackbeard designed. He does a really nice job, but these here were backup wings that honestly this wing only ran 1 time before. These 2 are brand new. The one on the other side, I ran that like half of a season, but we have 2 more wings coming pretty much identical to those. And give you all a little bit more of an update here too. We have one of the new power plants that just came in right here. So this engine here I just got and picked up 2 days ago. I've got another one coming from Texas and then another one being rebuilt, my original motor that I used. I got a radiator, some rear end components and things like that. This here I was rebuilding this morning. This is actually the yoke that attaches to the back of the motor. The drive shaft goes in right there, connects to the rear end through the drive shaft. That's how it basically powers the rear end. So again, I think I told y'all in another video that these cars do not have gears, so to speak. It just has either this mechanism is either up, which is out of gear, or down, which is in gear. Oh yeah. Hello Velveeta. Coming out right now. So you're probably wondering why I have a different set of clothes on. Well, simply being, I had some problems with this yesterday. So, as you all can see, I printed out some of the Velveeta logos right here, some of the test logos at least, trying to make sure all of their color codes match their brand profile. Now, that's the big thing when you're dealing with corporate companies like this that have different unique logo colors. It's really important to make sure that you get what they want. Don't want to piss them off. Long story short, I had to buy new print heads for this machine. So right in there is this big device. Now, hopefully the lights will come on here in just a second, but there's a big device right back there, that box-looking device. That actually holds all of the print heads. Now, the ink for this machine is right here. So basically, there are small tubes that run up through here, through the back of the machine, all the way over to here. And see those little plastic wires? Well, that's where the ink gets injected in, and then it makes the pass by. It prints, just like that. Yeah, anyway, my print heads were from 2016. It's 2021 now. I bought this machine in 2016, so the print heads, you're supposed to replace them every year to 2 years. I did not know that. So I had to order and get overnighted some print heads to kind of help match the color profile because it just wasn't really working out. Come on, Curry. I brought Courage to work with me today. So at the moment, what I'm trying to do is size up all of these files here. So we've got the Velveeta file right here. Just gonna click out of this for a second. These two are about to print right here. So these are some of the graphics that are gonna go on the car. I've got a lot more to put here on the computer, but I'm just kind of giving you an update. I did just install the new print heads in there. So if I open this up here, it's gonna get mad at me, but there's all new print heads in this, so it should print out really nice and clear and give it that quality look. Now, if you can see, that logo right there looks banging. This one here, a lot different. The blues, the darkness in the blue almost turned this black, and then before it was a purple. So that right there is why you need to change print heads. You know, I don't do this for a living, but I definitely learned my lesson. Change out your print heads. Make sure all that is the way that it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna tell this thing to actually start printing. I'm gonna drag this right up there. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna initiate right here for the machine to fire up. And how this machine works is pretty cool. There's 3 different processes. So it's gonna print through here. It's gonna come out right in between here. And this is the curing part right here. It gets really hot, about 214 degrees is how hot this metal will get right here. So right here is the substrate material. We're about halfway through a roll right now. So once it gets done right there, then it's gonna come over here to this machine. Don't mind my air mattress, I sleep here sometimes. But this will laminate it, which, you know, guarantees it for about 7 years. It won't fade or anything like that. Then it comes over here to this machine. This machine cuts all around the logo, so that way it's perfectly shaped of the logo. Now, also right here, their logo has some white background in it, but I'm trying to explain this here. It's gonna die cut around this area right here. And it's just gonna have this logo. It still will have the white background because that's just what their brand profile says. As soon as this thing starts printing, I can show you all a little bit more. And also the importance of, number 1, measuring the car 2 to 3 times. I see a lot of people in racing, like they'll get their graphics person to measure up something and then it's like completely way off, like it's way too big or not enough. So if you're involved in racing and you're not exactly satisfied, I guarantee it's because of the size of the numbers and the sponsor logos and things like that. So super important. I'm very particular. I could go through a half of a roll of vinyl right here and not be satisfied with any of it because I'm a very, very, very neat freak, perfectionist. If it does not look right at all, I don't want it to be on the car. So, and as you can see, it's printing these 2 things right here and right there. And those are the markers. And those markers are so that the die cutting machine right over there can pick up where to cut around the logo. So now you can see that used to be purple, and this is the same exact file that I was using yesterday, but now it's got that nice blue tint to it. Okay, so now the graphic is done and printed, which is good. Now I gotta line it up here in the laminator, and this is gonna laminate it for me. Basically I have a small foot pedal working down here, as you can see. It's gonna also make the graphic just pop a little bit more than normal. But for the most part is, like when we put harsh chemicals and cleaning supplies on the car to clean it after a race, it would literally just take this ink and wipe it right off if it didn't have this laminate on it. right now I'm waiting on Andy to come over to the shop and Chase as well. We're gonna get pretty much all of everything finalized, I guess, for this first race, which is at Bridgeport on March 26th, which is a Friday night. Love Bridgeport to death, love all the other series that are racing there, but plain and simple, you wanna come to Friday night's race, because first of all, that's when I'll be racing, and then second of all, it's just gonna be way better racing action. I don't know why, but our series, the Mid-Atlantic Sprint Series, which I race in, like everyone, they put on a hell of a show, first of all. I'm not here trying to like hate on any other series or anything, but when it comes down to it, this race in here is super competitive. You got about 12 to 14 cars that can win on any given night. I mean, it is what it is. We have a couple of things going on right here. I'll show you this. So first of all, we have one of the new power plants in here, and this one here is engine STB. I name all my engines. They all have like a nickname to them. And I'll just basically tell you, send that bitch is what that means, STB. Kind of different, kind of weird and quirky, but that's just the way that I am. Shout out to Velveeta for definitely coming on board and understanding my situation last year and running someone else's car. So this here is a 2019 chassis. It's literally only has 1, 2, 3. It has 11 races on it. I've got a new chassis ordered and it's on its way. But as you can see, the shop is kind of in a disarray right now. Here's a fun fact for you. Well, actually, hang on. I'm gonna do a fun fact here in a second. I'm actually trying to take all of our bolt bins here, just our extra spare bolts, nuts and bolts that we put in the hauler, and I'm trying to separate them and put them into their own spaces and kind of doing my own thing there. We've had a couple of different and weird things. So I'm gonna get to the fun fact. My dad, he used to race dirt modifieds, and he only raced a couple of years or whatever, but this was his first shop that he had raced out of. I'm racing out of this shop. I mean, most of you all have probably known me to have these extremely extravagant race shops with like epoxy floor and all this kind of stuff. So right now I'm looking for property to build a new shop on, but until then, this is gonna kind of, you know, serve its purpose. I literally don't need anything more or less than this. It kind of works out. Yeah, building a shop house here soon. So I'm gonna live within the shop. It's gonna have like a whole glass front looking out into the shop from my bedroom and stuff. It's just gonna be really cool. Something extremely different and unique. But as you can see, my dad actually painted old wheel covers for the modified right there. I thought it was kind of cool. But not much has changed. There's an old Bryant heater in here. That thing doesn't work anymore. So I'll be blatantly honest with you. There's no heat or air conditioning in here, and it is what it is. So, couple of things that we're gonna get to. First off, we went over the engine, kind of went over the car. We've got a ton of tires that we have to get done. We've got some fuel that's already filled up right here, some racing fuel. Again, the shop is in a disarray right now, and I'm literally showing you all behind the scenes how messy this is right now. Had to drill out some new Valco wheels here. Shout out to them. They're a big sponsor and supporter of mine. Yeah, we're getting some Hoosier tires mounted up right now and getting them all set up. But in today's video, you're gonna kind of see a little bit of a time lapse of Andy and myself and Chase all working here on the car. I'm also gonna be working on the hauler tonight, trying to get all of that straightened out and situated, because here's another thing, I don't have any idea why, okay? I literally have no idea why. But we have run into issue after issue. I say we. I will pride myself on something that not a whole lot of people can say, and this rig, the toter home, the trailer, literally is mine. I pay for everything racing wise. My dad used to be a very big supporter of my racing. He sold everything. Late models, I used to drive a late model and modified for him, and he sold everything. I mean, the only thing that I basically got from him was a couple sets of screwdrivers and wrenches and a couple impact guns. The rest of it I had to buy. I had to buy this trailer, buy the toter home, buy the car, buy the engines. Right now I've got 3 main engines that I'm running. So Send That Bitch, which is in the car, and 2 of the other ones who I've not yet named. They should be coming in the crates here very soon. The shipping crates, I should say. They're not a crate motor. So we're gonna go in here. I have no lights on in here, so kind of bear with me for just a brief second. As you can see, there is some open cabinet space right here. The hatch I don't have closed down properly, obviously, as you can see. But in here I can hold 2 wings. So 1 wing there, 1 wing there, and it's got the I-beam through the center of the trailer up there at the top. And that is simply for either you can put a motor up there, you can put a spare chassis, but I don't usually carry a spare chassis. I'm trying to get to that. So why I'm saying this is, through the pandemic, it has made materials very hard to come by. This trailer here is only 4 or 5 years old. I've had this thing for 3 years now. And one of the most interesting things is I'm trying to buy another one before I sell this one. But they're hard to come by. Like, they're not making any more sprint car trailers until 2022. So I know you're like, CJ, why exactly are you wanting to sell your trailer? Well, that's actually a really good question. To make a long story short, I want to be able to sell this thing because I need to carry 2 cars and at least 1 or 2 backup motors. I'm in the process of trying to find another trailer. I'm going to keep my toter home that I have because obviously that just kind of works out pretty good for me at least. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead, might do like a little bit of a time lapse here, kind of cleaning up the shop just a little bit. We've low-key been thrashing. I don't even have the top wing finished with graphics, and still a little bit to do, but we will start this car up, and yeah, we'll show you that in the video too. Kind of finishing some stuff up now. As you can see, we've got half of the body on it for the most part. Kind of what it looks like. Put a picture of it here. That's what the car looks like complete. You probably watched just a few minutes ago kind of the wrap process, like a little bit of time lapsing that we did, and it took me a couple of days to finish the wrap on the car because I'm so busy with here and there and here and there, and I had to reprint a couple of different things. The colors didn't really come out the way I wanted to do the first time. So that's that. Gonna finish up some tires that we're working on, and we're waiting on a shipment of tires right now. We got a pretty good stack of them right now. We got 5 right rears and 5 left rears right now. So Chase, if we go through 5 left rears and 5 right rears at Bridgeport, we got a problem.
That's on you, man.
Now I will say this, all right? So I'm a little hard on tires, I really am. But I screwed us the last time we were at Bridgeport, basically. I got racing with this guy, and we were going back and forth, passing each other, kind of going a little bit crazy, and I mean, I annihilated a right rear tire, and again, my fault, but we were running third, I was hunting for second, and we were gaining on second, and then I got battling for a guy who was a little bit faster than me, and at the time I wasn't driving my own car, I was driving for Reed Mitchell. And it was Bridgeport, where I was having fun. Here's some of the footage you can kind of see overlaid right here, but it was wild. But again, I wore my shit out. It is what it is. Happens, man, it happens.